Another one up there.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm going to call to order the council meeting for Tuesday, December 2nd. If I could please have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, could I please have a roll call?
Justin Queenan.
Here.
William McCoy. Adira Robinson.
Here.
Jasmine Griffin.
Here.
Natalie Colson. Rashad Bates.
Here.
Rebecca Smith.
Here. At this time, I will turn it over to our administrator to respond to public comment from the last meeting.
Thank you, Madam President. Give me 1 second to pull this up here. So the last meeting we had, the first question that came up was Ms. Cynthia Colbreth in reference to the visionary having a walk of fame and also renaming the band shelter. We actually in planning have reached out to Ms. Colbreth, and we're setting up a meeting to discuss the various locations of this walk of fame and also talk further about what her vision is and what she's looking to do. So this meeting is going to be set up to meet with her. We had another question from Ms. Tiffany Todd in reference to the status of the 1430 DeKalb Street and the transitional housing. So reached out to the county, and as of now, the daycare is currently occupying the ground floor, is expected to vacate by the end of Q1 2026, which will support the zoning approval and phase construction planning will begin. The contractors will mobilize and start construction anticipated later in the first half of the year. Construction is expected to progress through mid to late year, moving towards substantial completion. And final inspections and COs are expected to be at the end of the year based on the construction timeline and if all things are moving according to plan. We had several people come in. First, we want to thank Ms. Olivia Brady, who gave comments to police. We do thank you for those warm comments. We also had several members from the community come in and talk about ICE. Our policy for ICE is still the same. With ICE, we do not support or work with ICE, but our police officers, if we do get a phone call notifying us that ICE is in the area, we do our best to notify those individuals, which would be Aclamo, which would also be Zacate, and other members within the community. However, again, we do not work with ICE or support their efforts. The last question we had here from was Mr. Chris Jackson, 510 Thomas Circle. Planning or code enforcement met with Mr. Thomas right after the meeting, or Mr. Jackson right after the meeting, and there was a meeting with the contractor today, or was that yesterday? Today. To show the cleanup and to get the cleanup done. So those were the questions and the answers for the last council meeting.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting?
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye. We have one presentation this evening from the Historical Society.
Hi there. Thank you, Madam President. I thank all the members of the council. I'm here at the invitation of Councilmember Bates, who visited me at the Historical Society. My name is Dr. David Young, and I'm the executive director of the greatest resource in your community that you didn't know about. How many of you have heard of the Historical Society of Montgomery County? How many of you have been there? I know some of the firefighters have to help us with some building improvements, and I just wanted to introduce some of the work we do very briefly. And does someone have the advance on this? If you want, that'd be great. Here you go. Hey, what happened on this day in history? You think it's cold tonight? 249 years ago, on December 2nd, 1777, there were 9,000 British, and General Howe was planning to attack on December 4th, the 11,000 Americans, the Continental Army, camped in Montgomery County at Camp Hill and Edge Hill. And this history of this area is so profound that if what happened went differently 249 years ago in the county, the USA would not have happened. So as we go into 2026, keep in mind that history happened here, and that's why this place matters. We run a really old historical society, and history is a form of story. In other languages, story is the same as the word of history. Geschichte is the same as the word of story in German, la histoire in French. Our historical society is remarkably old for these kinds of county historical societies. It was founded in 1881. It's a nonprofit, non-government agency, independent of the feds, the county, and the state. It has been collecting the history to educate, preserve, and bear witness to what happened here. And Montgomery, I'm from Chicago. This is Montgomery County. It's Valley Forge. It's abolition. It's the Underground Railroad. History happened here. So the importance of local history is you can catch it. And in our community, it was founded in 1881 on the heels of the centennial celebration of the United States in 1876. So a group of former veterans of the Civil War, nurses as well, community leaders, some newspapermen, educators, clergymen wanted to follow on the World's Fair in Philadelphia with a centennial of Montgomery County, which was founded in 1784. So the preparations went to the 1884 centennial. And Theodore Bean was the first president of the Historical Society. Colonel Bean said that this, how things have not changed in this country, or in this county, comparatively new in the great subdivisions of the earth. We have more successful than in making history than in preserving it. So keep that in mind, because we have to give life to history in a lot of different ways. Bean wrote the first history of Montgomery County in 1884. It includes precise explanations of how the Underground Railroad came through Norristown, through Plymouth Meeting, and through the rest of the county to help freedom seekers pass on to freedom in the north and into Canada. Bean, like Edward Hawker, Charles Blockson, and Anna Morris Holstein, are citizen historians who help us understand the importance of the past through many generations, and they were writing about this earlier than most. The knock on the Historical Society of Montgomery County is that we're the Norristown Historical Society. There are 28 township historical societies. We're the only one that represents the whole county, and so people think we're just the Norristown Historical Society, which in this room is not a bad thing. Because keep in mind, the very first place that the Historical Society met was on Borough Hall, 19 East Penn Street, so our roots are in Norristown. It met from its first days in Arbitration Hall in the courthouse, and in 1896 was given this old Oddfellows Hall that got remodeled a few times. This is Bean's desk in our collection. Our collection includes many, many things, including some of the very earliest descriptions of the military actions in the county and of the work of the abolitionists. The Historical Hall was remodeled in 1900 and moved further up onto Calb Street, where we're now located. The Acorn, which owes itself to the history of Norristown buying the land from the University of Pennsylvania, is our logo, just like the county or the city logo, which gives the notion that, you know, the hardy white oak is going to continue to flourish. On the 50th anniversary, the founders commemorated the Historical Hall with a plaque that now stands on our new building, new as in 75 years old, at 1654 to Calb Street. And in this residential-looking building, which was dedicated in the 50s, we have a remarkable collection. In the 1990s and 1997, the Historical Society took action to prevent the further deterioration of the historic Montgomery Cemetery. How many of you have been to the historic Montgomery Cemetery on Hartranft Avenue? It is the home to 350 Civil War veterans in their graves. There are 6,000 bodies buried there. And it was vandalized and in serious overgrowth. And the Historical Society, together with a remarkable coalition of volunteers, descendant groups, and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, have done a lot to preserve 24 acres. Memorial Day events, autumn events take place all year long. But it's 26 acres. There are unhomed in the adjacent properties next to the cemetery. It costs us $40,000 a year to maintain it. The library and home of the headquarters include artifacts, a remarkable collection of history from all the mosaic that is Montgomery County, including a library and archives that has some of the most, how should I say, one of the most comprehensive records of what people did to give life to history and do what they felt they needed to do wherever they came from to come into the American story through Montgomery County. There's 40,000 artifacts, 900 family files. We have the first Bible published in America from 1763. It's in German, the Christopher Sauer Bible. We have photographs that have been indexed but have not been made available to the public. And we have the only full collection of the Times Herald in the region going back into the mid-1800s. So people came together to make this history work. And we're continuing to work on our collections to make them available to the public, including the records we're compiling right now of the Corson family, Cleopatra Nelson, a local NAACP leader, and we're collating a lot of the state hospital records, as well as many others. These are interns that work with us from the community college. Michaela on the left is collating Cleopatra Nelson's NAACP records. These are pictures taken today, and Jack Fitzpatrick from Springfield is helping us with the Corson family documents. Our artifacts include photographs, a bullet taken from General Hancock's leg. He's buried in the cemetery. He's the only Norristowner who's ever run for president and was the Democratic Party's candidate in 1880. So these collections are at risk. We had a major leak in our archives that we contained on November 13th. And this has resulted in just a dozen boxes spreading out thousands of documents to dry. We're addressing this right now, but it's a reminder that if we don't take care of the past, it will go away. And we have to give life to history in whatever ways we can, including collecting and preserving and investing in what this means to educate the future. Those clocks are David Rittenhouse clocks, one of the early founders and a resident of Norton. Here's how you can help, council members. You didn't know we're here. Please advocate for our help at the cemetery. We have a lot of issues with the unhomed. Adjacent to the cemetery, there's fires, vandalism, motor vehicles crossing the historic cemetery. We've had help in the past with the Safe and Clean initiatives on Jackson Street through code enforcement. We could continue to use your help on that. And also, we'd like you to promote our work. I'm on the county's America 250 Commission, and we want you to promote the work that the county is going to be doing to connect the varieties of history organizations that are doing their best to bear witness to America at its semi-quincentennial and put the public front and center. You're welcome to hold meetings or events at our space and attend our programs. We're launching a Norristown History Trail with an Eagle Scout from Troop 724 in 2026, and I'll welcome a chance to present or share that with you with Leah's help to get that to all of you, and we'll promote that, and all of you can try to take the test and get the badge that comes with it. So I just wanted to let you know we're here because we've been here since 1881, and we've been connected to Norristown in a way that you might not realize. And you can find yourself in Norristown history at the Historical Society of Montgomery County, including our publications and online through our YouTube channel and on our website. Check us out on Facebook. We post regularly, so go, if you like history, go to our Facebook and like us. Really, really like us. I want to thank you for your time and attention today, and Lee for helping me put this together. Good work, and keep up the good work and all you do, and happy holidays to all of you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Council, do you have any questions? Next up, we have announcements. Vice President Bates, do you have any announcements?
Yes, I have one announcement, and that's for the Norristown Holiday Hall. That's going to be taking place on December 8th at 6 p.m. So come here for good times. And again, if you guys have any other announcements, please email me at rbates@norristown.org because I'd like to share what's going on in Norristown. Thank you.
Council, any other announcements? I have two. Just one, the Pennsylvania LIHEAP application opens tomorrow. The application window was put on hold for a while. LIHEAP can help you if you meet the income requirements, keep your home warm during the winter. So you can find information about that on the Pennsylvania State website. And second, I would like to congratulate our fire chief, Chief Thomas O'Donnell, for being named in the City and State 2025 Impact Honorees for the work you do in the fire industry. and making meaningful change. So congratulations, well deserved. Next up, we have public comment. Madam Secretary, do you have public comment this evening?
Yes. Reverend Idisha Morris.
Good evening, council. Good evening, members of Norristown. I'm Reverend Elisha Morris, a member of the Norristown Civil Service Commission. Standing with me are fellow commissioners Nadine Hitch and Jenna Lyons. We're here because at our last meeting on November the 13th, we were asked to make some changes to the rules and regulations of the Norristown Civil Service Commission. Rules and regulations that would mean that something that was already done, we were being asked to make it right. We refused to do it because it wasn't right. Council voted to create a deputy police commissioner position and then sent it to us to ratify it. That's not how it works. Council votes to create the position, sends it to us to actually create and vet and put applications out for the position. We had a very serious meeting on the 13th. And then we found out that our solicitor had already been speaking with council and our administrator about this, but not with us. So we're here tonight to say that some things are going on that aren't right, and you guys need to be aware of it. We received a letter just the other day from the president of the FOP here in Norristown. And Mr. Matthew O'Connell sent us this letter stating that the police applicants who have taken the test and been scored, their scores are being whispered to certain people, but not being let known to the full applicants who take it, nor have they spoken to us, the commission, to say what the scores are. And the police chief has found about, the FOP president has found out about it and has asked us, actually demanded of us, to conduct an investigation. I would take you to the rules and regulations of the Norristown Municipality of Norristown Civil Service Commission that gives us that responsibility. Section 210, investigations, and Section 211, subpoenas. We certainly intend to, from here on in, follow these rules and regulations and do our job. Also, we found out after that meeting that council tonight was going to appoint solicitors for various council. Would be the solicitor for the Civil Service Commission.
Thank you. Just the 3 minutes is up, but thank you.
Okay, who's next?
Madam Secretary.
Natalie Lyons.
Yes, I'll continue. That's another commissioner. We found out at that meeting that our solicitor was in a meeting with our administrator and going to have another meeting with our administrator, but didn't have, I'm not sure if she said permission or just couldn't speak to us about what the meeting was. And so when we looked and saw that you were about to appoint law firms to represent us, we had to make sure we were here tonight to tell you, hold off. Because the rules and regulations require we come to council and say, here's who we want you to hire as our solicitor. It's not something that council gets to do, nor is it something the administrator gets to do. It is the right and responsibility of law of the Civil Service Commission. And if the Civil Service Commission solicitor cannot come to us and talk to us about whom he or she is talking with in council or in the administrator's office about the work that we do, and even gives us a mocked up reordering of the rules and regulations to cover up the mistake or wrong that council did in its August meeting by creating a position and appointing a deputy police chief who was on the agenda to be here tonight. But I noticed you took it off because somebody told you that we said it was wrong. And we're not going to be involved in wrongdoing because the FOP has pledged to once again sue Norristown in Commonwealth Court if you go ahead and make the appointment that you put on paper and put on the website that you were going to make tonight. I'm a homeowner, 1204 Pine Street, corner of Pine and Swede here in Norristown. November 1st made 6 years that I've been here. I can't afford to get sued by the FOP. They have friends all over, money friends. I work for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I can't afford to get sued. We're going to do what is right, and you are going to back us because that is your responsibility. We also, I'll make sure I hit everything that I'm supposed to hit. On the letter from the FOP president.
Nadine Hitch.
The letter from the FOP president is very disturbing in that we have worked diligently over the last 3 years with the police chiefs and the fire chief. And we did not know that there was any problem, any situation going on. And maybe that's our fault because we relied on our counsel to counsel us. But apparently our counsel is being counseled by some of you and misleading us, allowing us to go in hoodwinked, bamboozled, and agree to things that we should not be agreeing to. Ladies and gentlemen of council, administrator, we got to get our house in order. We're going to start because the FOP is very, very serious about taking action, court action. And again, they've demanded and asked of us to have an investigation, and according to the rules and regulations of the Norristown Civil Service Commission, we have the responsibility to do that, and the backup of Commonwealth Court should people not adhere to our subpoenas. We would go to Commonwealth Court and they would issue the subpoena. So we're here tonight to ask you not to give us a solicitor, because we have to talk to our solicitor. When are we talking? Thursday night to find out if our solicitor wants to be our solicitor or your solicitor. Can't be both.
Thank you very much. The members of the Civil Service Commission are correct. They appoint their own solicitor, just like the Zoning Hearing Board does. Council would affirm their engagement letter. That's how the process works. If they don't want that person or questioning that person or want to do an RFP, then I would suggest we amend the resolution to reflect that and table that portion of the resolution.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Um,
What resolution?
The one that's on the agenda this
The
evening.
one that you voted on in January?
There's,
No, there was one for tonight.
Yeah, but is it?
It's normally in January. That was
It's
the other
normally in
thing that
January.
we had an issue with. I'm glad you brought that up. That was the other thing we had an issue with. This is normally done in January, and why it's being done tonight.
you can do it in January. Yeah.
But isn't that when it's normally done?
Yes.
It's never been done in December, right?
I don't know if it's never been done, but normally it's done.
But not in the last 6 years.
I'm not aware of what you did with the civil service.
But you're the solicitor. You've been a solicitor.
I've been a solicitor one time. I don't remember every meeting
Okay,
what was done.
all right.
Just to back you up, I submitted that we take this off the agenda, because from me being on it the past 4 years, it's every January. And I even suggested that we shouldn't vote on it twice in the same year, because what we usually do, and what it looks like, is we give the new council the ability to select who they want. And by us voting on it twice, it seems like we're trying to rush this through
Yeah,
and not give.
that's
the new
what-
coun-
that's
No,
what
the
we
new
feel.
council could change it, but most likely probably wouldn't. But I suggested that we take this off, and I didn't hear any feedback at all about that.
To go off your point as well, yes, I did look at previous agendas, and yes, it was done in January. So you are correct. Because I wanted to be sure that when I sent an email also stating that this should be taken off for January, I wanted to make sure my facts were correct, as you are making sure that yours are. And yes, it was in January, so thank you.
Yes, so there was a response. Perhaps we can discuss this when we get to that agenda item, but I did respond and say if you'd like to table and move to January, that's fine.
Oh, that was
You said
today.
that today, right before the meeting, actually. I sent that email 2 days ago.
One, but thanks. We will discuss that when we
So
get
you
to the agenda
couldn't
item.
respond to it
Thank you.
yesterday then? Since it was 1, you still couldn't respond to it yesterday?
Do you like my schedule for all days?
Would you like my schedule? Because remember when you said that people didn't answer emails?
Can we talk about that when we get to that resolution? There are other people signed up for public comment here tonight.
We're talking about what they said, and it has to do with the resolution. So what we're talking about pertains to what this public comment is.
I keep mentioning the FOP president, and I keep forgetting to say exactly what he said.
I believe
No, I want to hear it.
timer was up.
No,
We
I
had
wanna hear
public
it.
comment.
I know, but you need to hear it because you may get sued. You need to
You are
know
welcome
why
to
you
give us a
might.
copy of the letter. Public comment time is up.
Hold up, he was interrupted when he had 1 minute and 4 seconds left.
Okay.
I was going to say that.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I'm sorry I saw the clock back at 3. Kevin, can you set the timer to 1 minute and 4 seconds?
I mean, but this is important if it goes to 2 minutes.
This is about fairness to the rest of the people signed up.
I'll just read the part that is very germane to us. Dear Ms. Hitch, as I am sure you are aware, there is currently underway a testing process for promotion to the ranks of lieutenant, sergeant, and corporal in the Norristown Police Department. It has come to our attention that there are certain irregularities that are occurring in this process, which I believe could completely undermine the legitimacy of this entire process. What has occurred thus far is the following. 1, a member of the police department's command staff was provided scores from the tests which have not yet been made available to all members who tested for this position. 2, this command staff member provided these scores to certain people when other applicants have been kept in the dark as to their results. 3, members of the Norristown Police Department are to be excluded from any involvement in the testing process pursuant to the civil service rules and regulations. Unfortunately, there is a long history of irregularities occurring within the promotional testing process, which has resulted in numerous court cases involving the borough and the Norristown Fraternal Order of Police. What we have all learned from this case is that promotions made in violation of these rules and regulations are invalid and remain so until corrected by the court. We wish to avoid protracted litigation and the uncertainty that comes from promotions made in violation of the law. I'm asking you to undertake an investigation pursuant to Rule 210 of the Norristown Civil Service Rules and Regulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Because I've seen your names coming up a couple of times to be reappointed to the Civil Commission Committee. Do you think this has anything to do with the, because I thought this was going to be on the agenda this week, and I don't see it on the agenda this week at all. Do you have any worries about not
Yes,
being?
we do.
Okay.
We figured we should be reappointed. We got an email a month and a half ago from Police Commissioner O'Donnell asking
Fire chief.
Fire chief, asking Jenna and myself if that our session would end on December 31st of this year. Would we be interested in being reappointed? We both emailed back yes. He said he would look into it, handle it, something to that effect. We haven't heard anything, and now after our last commission meeting, we kind of feel like we won't be reappointed because we're obviously rocking the water and stopping some things that historically have gone on that nobody cared to address.
Well, I'll be honest, I thought we voted you guys in last time, but I guess we missed that part. That was brought to my attention. I thought it would be on this agenda, and we got the agenda late, and we just see now that it's not on here. One other question for you, just for my clarity. How do you want us to do this in the future? Like, as far as, would they come up with a new position or want to hire somebody?
The
What's
rules
proper
call
way?
for council to create and then send it to us to put it together.
And that's not what we've been doing?
That's not what you've been doing.
And that's for both departments or just?
That's for both departments.
Okay, all right. So in your, because you're more, your expertise that, so if we have any of those coming up, we shouldn't do it, basically. We should hold
Basically.
it. Okay, all right. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Great. I just want to reflect that there was an accusation there that appointments are being withheld for some reason that is political or because people are speaking out or doing whatever. I have asked council twice your personal opinions on these appointments, and I have yet to hear from a majority of people either way. So if you would like to move forward with civil service appointments and continuing to let people whose terms are expiring serve, please respond to me.
But just for transparent, but she said majority.
I didn't say who.
But just for transparency, you have put things on the agenda when you haven't heard from the majority of council anyway. So, like, we just got to keep the consistency going.
And council has not been consulted about agendas, and we just got the agenda yesterday.
Madam Secretary, is there any other public comment?
Jim Waters?
Good evening, Jim.
Hamilton Street, the end it floods. Hey, I'm glad the Historical Society was here because it's kind of like almost a segue into what my public comment is. It's related to the budget, but the mere fact is that in 1812, the Norristown Dam was built, and that's why Norristown came into existence. So based on the river, tourism, economic development, and all the stuff that went along with that existed here at that time is what's been missing in the budget. Tourism. We go back to the prison. $50 million was lost because the county would not allow us to turn that into a beautiful tourist attraction. Riverfront Park. We went up to the Erie Canal a while ago to find out what a tour boat was worth for a year, $40 million. And there had been a tour boat in Riverfront Park, and it was called the Dynaloy Bell. There's more of a story. You people watch me on Nextdoor. I had pictures of it. They used to go up and down the river from Riverfront Park, and it cost $1.25. Now, up on the Erie Canal, it's $50 a person, but it's a beautiful historic thing. And the dragon boats are gone. The possibility that they could have brought $1 million event per weekend, which is based on the Port Indian Regatta, and these were 1992, that was $1 million, based on the amount of boats that came in, meals, gasoline, so on and so forth. I still have all the paperwork. The solution is to dredge the Norristown side of Barbados Island, blame the DEP, and file a complaint with the Attorney General. Now, I've already filed a complaint with the DEP, and I believe it was sent to you guys through the email that I got from Kevin, so it didn't make his life miserable with my stuff. And what I want to do is I'm going to read the Constitution, and it's on the front here, and the question is right from DEP's information, are you violating my constitutional rights? And I say that all our constitutional rights have been violated, and I go by section 27.5. The people have a right to clean air, pure water, and the preservation of the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I just gave this book to Manager Leonard, and it basically is starting out with Indian Creek because that is a very big contributor to the siltation filling in of Riverfront Park. And as starting out, what I felt was a civics thing is education is, here's Josh Shapiro when he was Attorney General. Environmental protection is one of my.
Thank you, Mr. Waters.
All right, well, we can figure something next time, but I think I got them.
There you go.
There you go.
And the documentation goes all the way back to 1951, when the whole mining group,
Taria Mayo? Taria, sorry.
Good evening. First and foremost, I'd like to say good evening, everyone. I come in peace because I don't want to come hostile, because that's what I was told, that I'd be coming hostile and things like that. It's not hostile, but what I did learn is that when people sit on this podium and they do express themselves and they do tell people what's wrong, that needs to be right, you kind of get targeted. So first, I'd just like to say that I did come here multiple times, and I did say that me and my partner, Heather Lewis, the Reunited Bell Fund, we run a teen summit twice a year. One in June at the Carver Community Center, one in December at the Rec Center. So unfortunately, when I spoke at a town hall about not seeing somebody at the Rec Center, all of a sudden, when we went to go book the teen summit this year, it is now mysteriously closed on Sunday, the 21st of December. So we cannot have the teen summit that we try to have for the youth here that is free. And we give a lot of free activities. Everything's free, nothing out of no one's pocket. We get donations, things like that. Not asking you guys for any money, because we make it do what we do. But I just wanted to let that be known that that's very heartbreaking to us to know that this is not going to happen this year due to the rec center being closed. Second, the Carver Community Center is having a boys lock-in on 12/19/2025, starting at 6 o'clock. I believe the ages is 10 and above, 10 to 18 for the men. The girls lock-in was last month. Very, very successful. Over 60 girls, 10 volunteers. Had a very good time, very good turnout. Community events and the youth working together. We were asked to have some youth come down here to see what the council was about. A lot of them didn't feel too engaged. Felt very targeted. They got accused of tearing the bathrooms up, things like that. And we have to meet the kids where they at. We together have to come together as all organizations, not just one. Everybody just need to work together. We all doing the betterment for the kids, then we just need to all work together as one. We're going to start a youth hub, reality speaking, and that's what our court watch position, where we can have kids that can go into the courthouses, courtrooms, see things and see how it goes on the other side of things, so they won't get to that level. Will McCoy, Boys to Men, he's not here tonight, but I do want to stress something, and this is to the solicitor. I guess your job, and I don't know what your job is, I'm not trying to tell you your job, but to protect, I believe you're supposed to protect counsel. And I'm seeing very disheartening comments about Will on Facebook, on newsletters and things like that, that he stole money. That needs to be clarified and cleared up. He didn't steal any money. He didn't steal any money. So for them to put him in that category, and I know
Thank you, Taria.
And Trey, I signed up today for the boys lock-in. Here they come. You're late. I know I'm late. I know you signed up early.
Derek Johns? Sorry, did I cut you off? Did I cut you off? Sorry. Derek Johns is me. Oops, sorry. Lamera Hinton.
Hi. Good evening, everyone, and to all the honorable members of council. My name is Lamb. I have one of my coaches, Greg, here, and two of our players from 13U, all representing the NYAA Bengals. I'm here before you today to humbly request and support some funding to send a group of incredible athletes from our community sports program to an upcoming tournament. The opportunity would allow these dedicated young individuals to continue their athletic play and participate in positive activities outside of some of their challenging environments. Participating in this tournament goes beyond just sports. It offers a vital structure, mentorship, and a chance for personal growth and achievement. By investing in these athletes, we are investing in the future of our community, helping them stay on a positive path and developing essential life skills that they will need. Your support can make a profound difference in the lives of these young people, providing them with an experience that builds confidence and opens doors to new opportunities. We appreciate consideration and dedication to the well-being of our community's youth. So I understand it's late in the year. I know a lot of times budgets are very low at this point. And the tournament is actually in less than 2 weeks. And the reason we're coming before you is because we've done a lot of fundraising efforts and are still short. But we feel that it's very necessary and important for us to ask and basically exhaust every possibility that we have to get these boys to a tournament and just continue with the positive engagement that they have through sports. So I'm here today asking just to see if there's any possibility that anybody has in being able to help us. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I am trying everything I can. These kids are great kids. Just kind of speaking off of what she says, you know, a lot of these kids, you know, meeting them where they are, they have challenging environments, challenging, you know, everyday lives, and we're just trying to keep them positively engaged in sporting activities. So we've been invited, we've done a lot of fundraising, and we're still a little bit short. So if anybody could help us out, we would greatly appreciate that. So we're short about $2,000. We have 15 kids who are going, and, you know, between transportation, accommodations, we're short about, I would say. Well, we've raised some money as well, and we've also, we've collected money from them, and, you know, some of them have been able to get it, but some of them, you know, are going through, like a lot of people in the economic environment right now are going through a lot of, you know, hardships, financial hardships. So we've collected a lot of what we could so far.
Thank you. You left your contact information when you signed in.
I did, yeah, because we have to get them home, but, yeah, I would love if I could follow up or.
And how many, is it for 2 kids for the 2,000?
No, it's 15 kids.
Okay.
So for the total amount, we're only, that's how much we're short.
You're short 50, okay.
Yeah, that's the gap that we need.
All right, I appreciate it.
Well, the tournament starts on the 12th.
So what's your cutoff date?
Say it again?
What's your cutoff date that you need it by?
Oh, I would say if we could get it prior to the 10th, that would be great. Because then we could actually, we're driving, so we're gonna rent vans, and that you can do in one day. That's some of the budget that we need it for. The other accommodations have been taken care of, but.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm willing to commit this evening. I'm just double checking what my amount is. I gave some of my remainder away last week, so just to.
Yeah, that's
so
one
that
of ours too. We love him. We love him.
Awesome. Just so that I can make sure that I'm within the understanding of what I have left. But I think it's somewhere around $1,000.
Okay.
Let me just double check what that is, but at the minimum, even if it's not from that, I'll guarantee you 500 for
Listen,
myself personally.
we'll take whatever you're willing to offer.
And then, just so I can make sure to understand how we get the funds to you, is it through a fundraising website? Is it?
No, we actually have a nonprofit through NYAA, so you could send the funds through that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Eric Price.
Thank you. This is not nearly as weighty and pressing as the other petitioners this evening. I'd like to talk to you about the Norristown parking enforcement. This may sound small, but I received a parking ticket from the enforcement yesterday for parking in the same spot I've put my car for the last 10 years I've lived here. Whenever they get a new crop of enforcement agents, I have to go through the same thing. It's parking within 30 feet of a stop sign. Now, if you look at the parking situation in Norristown, taking 60 feet from on-street parking in Norristown is going to eliminate 4 cars. Also, the pay meters on Swede and Marshall are well within the 30 feet ordinance of parking. So what I'm asking for is that parking enforcement either loosen up on their enforcement or enforce the regulations and ordinances equally for everyone. That's, again, it's a very small ask, but I would request that instead of selective enforcement, the enforcement go equally for everyone in Norristown, not just us in suburbanites. Thank you.
All right, we have some families who have been patiently waiting and standing in the back. So we are going to do Resolution 25-88, the motion to hire 3 firefighters up under appointments this evening. Chief O'Donnell.
Thank you, Madam President. Municipal Council, before you this evening is Resolution 25-88. It's a motion to hire 3 firefighters and swear them in. Just for clarity, the Civil Service Commission met on February 25th, 2025, and certified the names on this eligibility list for hire. And so far, out of the 7 names, candidates 1, 2, and 3 have been hired by this council. Candidate number 4 withdrew from the process. So next in line would be candidates 5, 6, and 7 in order.
Council, any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 25-88?
So
So, second.
Madam Secretary, could I have a roll call, please?
Justin Queenan,
Aye.
Mayor Robinson. Jasmine Griffin.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. Rebecca Smith.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 25-88 is approved. Have everybody being sworn in come forward. All right, so I'm gonna place your.
Could you just...
It's their picture. It's their moment.
I know, but I need you in the camera.
Okay. All right. Place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand, and you're gonna repeat after me.
Oh. Could we have everyone facing the camera, or that camera? So everyone face the crowd. Sorry, it just looks better. I apologize, thank you.
Good.
I'm good.
Thank you, Kevin. All right. So you're gonna repeat after me. I state your name.
I, David Foreman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Charter of the Municipality of Norristown,
the Charter of the Municipality of Norristown,
and the laws of Pennsylvania and the Municipality of Norristown.
and the laws of Pennsylvania and the Municipality of Norristown.
I will discharge the duties of my office as firefighter
I will discharge the duties of my office as firefighter
for the Municipality of Norristown Fire Department
for the Municipality of Norristown Fire Department
with honor and fidelity.
with honor and fidelity.
I will uphold, obey, and enforce
I will uphold, obey, and enforce
the laws of Pennsylvania and the Municipality of Norristown
the laws of Pennsylvania and the Municipality of Norristown
without consideration to a person's race,
without consideration to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed, sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
national
origin,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability.
handicap, or disability.
Congratulations, you're all Norristown firefighters. right, we'll give everybody a moment to filter out. All right, and next up, we had resolution number 25-103, appointment of professionals for 2026, which I know that there was interest expressed to remove and move to January as typical, so I'll take a motion to table resolution 25-103.
Second.
Madam Secretary, could I have a roll call?
Yes. Dustin Queenan?
Yes.
Dear Robinson? Jasmine Griffin? Aye. Rashad Bates? Aye. Rebecca Smith?
Aye, the ayes have it. That will be moved to January. Next up, we have building and code compliance. Request to approve the HARB COAs.
Good evening, Council. This month, the Historic Review Board has reviewed the following COAs and are recommending to present them to you for your approval. 1321 DeKalb Street, 902 West Marshall Street, 507 West Marshall Street, 560 Hamilton Street, and 921 Sweet Street.
Council, any questions? I see none. So is there a request, or is there a motion to approve the HARB COAs?
Second. So moved. Also moved, my fault.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody else in favor?
Yes.
Aye. All right, the ayes have it. The HARB COAs are approved.
Great job, Keith.
Thank you. Request up to finance. Ms. Pfister, the request of council to adopt resolution number 25-94, the 2026 to 2030 capital improvement plan.
Okay, this resolution, as you said, it represents the 5-year capital improvement plan. The details of the 5-year plan are included in your meeting packet. The first year of the CIP is the capital budget for 2026. Displayed are the major projects for 2026 up on the screen. In addition to this, we also have 2 fire trucks, one of which will be paid by ARPA, the other will be ordered next year, but it won't come in for several years. These projects were initially discussed in the October 21st meeting in detail by each department head. They were also discussed at the November 5th and the November 18th meetings. Tonight, we're requesting council to adopt this capital improvement plan. Does anybody have any questions?
Council, any questions?
No, I do, Kathy.
Councilman Queenan.
Question for you. Just from, if we don't approve this, what happens? Can we still research these things, or do we have to approve them to research?
There's no budget that we wouldn't be able to spend anything.
So how will we, because the
Each of
capital
these
improvement.
if they're above, this is just the budget.
Right.
So you're not approving us to go out and buy this
Okay.
equipment. So anything over 23.8 has to come to you before it's
Right.
purchased.
'Cause that's my main thing, because we spoke about before.
Yeah, it's more we had gone through, each department head went through and what their goals were and the projects and.
And we still got to
estimates
approve
for
them
the
later.
cost.
Right. Just like you said.
Any contract has to be approved if it's over 23.8 by council.
Okay. Thank you once again for clearing that.
Do you have any, I mean, a lot of these things have been talked about, the major projects.
Polly Park. Since we're talking about Polly Park, I don't know who's answered this. When are we supposed to break ground on that? Like, because I know we've been talking about Polly Park for a long time. What's happening there? I get a lot of questions about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we're still going through the review process, so we still have to go in front for land development.
Okay.
And we have to, I guess, put it out for bid too after that. So.
Again? Hold
yeah,
on.
so
What
it's-
happened to the last guy?
We want to try to get in as soon as we can, so I don't know if we want to give really a timeline at this point.
Well, excuse me. Maybe I'm late. Maybe I missed something. Did we have somebody before? Did we lose them? Okay, no, we never had nobody?
You have the individual, the architect and engineer, and what are they called? The group at,
We have the consultant.
Consultant.
Yeah, the consultant.
That's what you guys approved.
Consultant from California that.
Okay,
is,
so we
yeah,
just didn't find a building
designing
yet.
the plans and for the park and.
Okay,
And then they have a consulting engineer to do the land development, which we still have to go through that land development process.
okay. I'm just getting beat up, that's why I asked. I appreciate you.
Sure.
Are there any other questions about the capital improvement plan? Seeing none, is there a motion to adopt resolution number 25-94?
Second, I'm great at second, so.
Madam Secretary, could I have a roll call, please?
Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Nazir Robinson. Jasmine Griffin. Rashad Bates. Rebecca Smith.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 25-94 is approved. Resolution 25-95, the 2026 Consolidated Fee Schedule.
I didn't have a schedule for this, but Resolution 25-95 updates the consolidated fee schedule. The list of changes and the full fee schedule are included in your packet. It's been discussed at the last three council meetings. Tonight, we're requesting council to adopt the updated consolidated fee schedule through Resolution 25-95.
Council, is there any questions about the Consolidated Fee Schedule?
Are all these in line with, like, I guess what local people are charging? Are we higher or lower than?
No, it's consistent.
Okay.
But there were 2 pages of changes.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's too high or not correlated to the actual work that's done, then that's an illegal.
Okay. All right, great.
Council, any other questions? Being none, is there a motion to adopt resolution number 25-95 for the 2026 Consolidated Fee Schedule?
Second.
Madam Secretary, could I have a roll call, please?
Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Nazir Robinson. Jasmine Griffin. Rashad Bates. Rebecca Smith.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 25-95 is approved. Request of council to adopt the 2026 budget, ordinance 25-08, establishing the real estate tax rate for 2026.
I'm going to discuss both ordinance 25-08 and 25-09. These ordinances establish the real estate tax rates for 2026 for the general fund, fire tax fund, and EMS tax fund. The fire tax and EMS tax are being broken out from the general fund. So that's why I'm talking about them together, just for consistency, and then going forward, they'll always be discussed separately. At the October 21st meeting, each department presented their detailed budget request for 2026. At that time, there was a $3.3 million revenue gap. At the November 5th meeting, we presented a refined budget with a 1.69 revenue budget gap. On the last meeting, on November 18th, we requested approval from council to advertise the 2026 budget with a 1 mil tax increase from 18.25 to 19.25 mil, plus the use of fund balance to cover the revenue gap for a one-time charge. Once we advertise that on November 21st, we cannot increase the tax rate, but we are able to decrease the tax rate. Since the last meeting, we continued to refine the budget. We went back to our earned income tax and business privilege tax collectors for updated budgets. We also adjusted earned income tax and the real estate tax for development expected in 2026. For expenditures, we refined estimates for health insurance, primarily estimates for new hires. With these changes, we were able to reduce the budget gap by $222,000, and the budget gap is now $1.4 million. The updated detailed line item operating budget and the summary by fund is included in your meeting packet. The 2026 operating budget includes the general fund for the $47 million. It includes the general fund for $40,036,187. The fire fund for $6,969,293. And the EMS fund for $60,000. That makes up the $47 million.
Okay. I see increased projections. Why have they gone up? Like the revenue?
We went to the Earned Income Tax Collector, got a new update.
Okay.
I also adjusted it for anticipated new construction that's going to be completed in 2026. I went to our Business Privilege Tax Collector, the last time I talked to them was September. So I got updated numbers from them. I increased it by 50,000.
Okay.
Real estate projection actually went down because of the new construction provides a tax relief. So that we had to reduce the assessed value for that.
Right. And refined salary and benefit estimates, what
It
is
was
that?
actually benefits.
Got
It was health insurance, their estimates. So we have a lot of new hires, we have a lot of open positions.
Right.
So it's adjusting those.
Is that bringing it down or?
It's bringing it down. It's
That's
a
what I thought it
reduction.
was, 'cause it
I'm
was
sorry,
right.
it's a reduction
Right.
of 129,000.
Okay, all right. This has nothing to do, there's certain things that, did you talk to George today? By any chance? Okay. So there's serious questions on how we're doing some of the promotions. For example, if we create a new job, are we creating new jobs, positions with this new budget?
There are some new positions, yes.
Okay, so by us creating new job positions, we have to open that up for anyone to be able to apply for it.
Which they will be.
Okay, because it sounded like we were promoting people into those positions when it was presented to us.
There's some promotions and there's some new positions. New positions will always be opened up for people to apply.
Right, but the promotions are creating new job titles, correct?
They are, and they're giving them additional responsibilities.
Right. That's the problem with this budget. Whenever
Not
you create.
speaking with George, there was not a problem.
Let me finish. When you create a new job position, you have to open it up for anybody to be able to apply for it. Internally, externally, and that can create, if we pass this budget, we're also passing that. And that's kind of what, it's different because they're civil, but it's kind of the same lines of what those individuals for the civil commission were talking about. Now, if you're just giving somebody a raise, you could change the title, but once you have significant increase, you're changing you're creating a new position. You can't just hand that to somebody. That falls into labor law and everything. So just letting council know, if you pass the budget, you're basically creating the new position and giving it to somebody. The same thing of the deputy chief. So I personally think we got one more council session to approve it. We need to make sure that if we're not breaking the law or causing ourselves potential lawsuits. And I don't think anybody would be objecting to us just to make sure we're doing everything properly. Because we actually do have one more meeting to approve this, which we can do because it'll be time sensitive, because it'll be a work session.
I think in light of the Civil Commission's comments tonight, it would be best for us to move this to the next agenda.
Madam President, if I may.
Ms. Slater.
So I did speak with our labor attorney, and we're talking about two different groups. You're talking a group that is bargaining and non-bargaining. So the non-bargaining, we are not creating new position. Labor has looked at it, HR has looked at it. People get promotions all the time. And if we get a promotion and we're assigning additional responsibilities to them, labor has been fine with this decision. It's not anything new. We're not breaking any laws, and labor has signed off on it.
I think it's different. For me, being a manager in corporate America, promotion, you can promote someone to a job that already exists. If we're creating a brand new job, you can't promote someone into that. You have to open it up for anyone to be able to apply or open yourself up to lawsuits. And our job here is to make sure we're not opening ourselves up to any type of lawsuit. I don't see and the Lord hasn't got back to me today. As a matter of fact, also on that, I almost forgot, the way we're doing our raises, we need to look over that as well. Because some of the raises are outside of the parameter of the matrix that you sent. Yes, you can shake your head no, but yes, there are outside the parameters of the matrix that you sent to me. I'm not making that up. Other council people seeing the numbers and the individuals getting one that's above that. So I think if we just table it for a next council meeting and make sure we're, how they say, crossing all our T's and dotting all our I's, because like the person says, I don't feel like being sued individually, which I can be, and it's Norristown's money. So I don't think the residents will be mad at us if we just do our due diligence.
Mr. Kilkenny, I know you're not our labor attorney, but I'm wondering if, as our solicitor, you have any legal insights to the legal questions that have been raised.
Well, before you speak, she just said it, you're not a labor attorney, so you should definitely, like, George is on it, so I'm waiting for him to reply back to me.
I am not, you're correct, I am not a labor attorney. Councilman Queenan, did you have like a specific question about a lawsuit, or what you're going back, Mr. Vogley?
Up to a lawsuit, if you create a position and appoint someone to it, and that can happen from the employees that work here, or even externally, you gotta give people the ability to apply for a position. Now, if you just give it to them, but if you're changing the title and giving them to it, that's a whole new position you're creating. Like if you just assign somebody a couple of duties, we change the title, that's one thing. But if you're changing the title and it's a significant increase, you actually create a whole new position. And it has to be open. People have to apply.
That's from George. Okay. I'll just, again, I did not write this. Mr. Leitner just forwarded this to me from Mr. Vogley, who is our labor counsel. So I'm going to read what he wrote. Hi, Leonard. I wanted to let you know Councilman Queenan reached out to me with the attached information about proposed raises. I spoke to him about this today, and he expressed his view that some of the raises may be disproportionately large and were not supported by formal employee reviews. He thought it might result in legal claims against the municipality. He also claimed positions that had duties added or modified or the titles changed should be opened up to new applicants and posted. I told him positions which just had some changes or additions to their duties or retitled did not need to be reposted, otherwise it would result in chaos. Regarding the raises, I told him I was not aware of any issues with the raises, but did not have enough information to address whether there were any legal issues surrounding them. And I told him I would touch base with you about that, Mr. Leitner. This is addressed to him. Councilman Queenan said he would bring up these concerns about the raises at tonight's meeting.
Change what I'm saying. That didn't go against what I said.
I just don't think there's any harm in us doing further research, that we are saving ourselves from any potential lawsuits. Again, in light of the comments tonight made by the Civil Service Commission. I just think it would be best for us to make sure we have all the information. No one's saying it can't go through, just let's get all the information. It literally can be moved to the next meeting.
These positions aren't civil service positions.
Can we please gather more freaking
It
information?
doesn't make a difference to civil service. I didn't come from civil service. I came from being a regular employee at a corporation or work for somebody. You can get sued and you're opening yourself up to lawsuits. When you create another position and don't give people the opportunity, I don't know how clear I can get, the opportunity to apply for it. Yes, you can give someone a couple extra duties, or you could change the title. Even, that's what the lawyer said, you can do that. I don't disagree with that. It's when you have a significant pay increase and you're changing the title, that's creating a new position. And that's where the lawsuit will come in at. So I lived it. I lived it for a very long time. I hired and fired people every day.
And I think in light of us getting the agenda packet quite literally yesterday, and in light of the comments, I don't think it's wrong to do our due diligence and move it. I think it's weird that we're being pressured not to do our due diligence. So I just don't really understand why we're being pressured to just push this tonight. Why can't it just be moved? We have one more meeting. What's the harm in moving it to one more meeting just to be sure?
So we had sent out the new positions. Should I send that to George and have them review the changes?
George has it.
Changes that we had sent.
Yeah, I spoke to him about, I'm waiting for him to get back. Like what he just showed an email, that's exactly what we discussed. That wasn't his final ruling. He's like, he's basically just saying, this is my understanding of what it is right now. He hasn't done any research. So I'm waiting for him to do his research and come back. I
So
don't know
we
what
should
the answer
send him the
is,
list
but-
of positions we sent you guys, that, with the changes, the position changes. Send that to George and have him review it.
Well, you can send that to him, yeah. Yeah, he don't have that,
seemed
you're
to be
correct.
George has that when we sent it.
Okay.
Council, are there any other questions about the budget? I see none. I'm not sure what pressure you were referring to, since nobody directly pushed back on it and said you had to approve it tonight.
Don't.
I didn't.
What I'm saying is, we are being pressured because we kept making comments about moving it. And in the midst of every comment we made to move it, someone had a comment about, no, we're doing it right, no, we're doing it right, no, all we're asking is to move it so that we do our due diligence. It's odd that every time we make a comment to try to do our due diligence, another comment is made to try to stop us from doing our due diligence. It does feel pressured. Maybe you don't feel pressured, but I'm feeling pressured. So please don't discredit my feelings and gaslight me. It is a pressure. People are seeing it right now.
And I'm
Just
sorry you
table
feel
it.
pressured. I heard people want to wait, and I heard that in this discussion. I didn't hear any other council members say, no, I really want to approve this tonight. So I will listen for a motion to table the ordinance 25-08 for the establishment of real estate tax for 2026 until the December 16th council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can I have a roll call?
Justin Queenan.
Aye.
Madeira Robinson. Jasmine Griffin.
Aye.
Rashad Bates.
Aye.
Rebecca Smith.
No. So the ayes have it. The ordinance will be considered at our December 16th meeting. It has been tabled. I will make the same motion, or same request for ordinance 25-09. Is there a motion to table ordinance 25-09 until the December 16th meeting?
I will motion that.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can I have a roll call?
Justin Queenan.
Aye.
Madeira Robinson. Jasmine Griffin. Aye. Rashad Bates.
Aye.
Rebecca Smith.
No. The ayes have it. We'll consider them both again next time, but thank you, Kathy. On to our Municipal Administrator, Resolution Number 25-91, the request for Municipal Council approval of Dell monitor purchase in a total cost of $47,365.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to have the Technology Oversight Officer discuss this.
Evening, members of council, Madam President. I'm here to explain and help the members of council understand the reasoning for the monitor upgrades and the change we want to make the workflows for our staff a better environment. So we did some extensive research with Dell, some other vendors using Amazon, made some requests for large purchase items. Some items we got responses back, some items we did not. Some items were discontinued by the vendors. We felt that going with those items would not be beneficial for the municipality to use monitors that are outdated, ones that won't come with warranties that are going more than a year. So we looked at Dell to go with a bigger monitor option, a single monitor, which includes a docking station, includes cameras, includes speakers. And those, in comparison to other monitors we looked at, were cheaper as an option for a one purchase for each one, as compared to buying two monitors and a docking station and cameras and speakers. So we did a research to make sure that this was going to be a viable product. The larger purchase was about $250 cheaper per monitor, buying them bulk and buying them at our business discount, with the government contractor and CoStars.
Council, any questions?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Please continue.
These come with the Business Pro warranties. That's 3 years. That is the same as the computers that we just got approved for purchase that are ready for deployment for this year. So these come with a better option for support. If something goes wrong, they will be replaced by Dell by next day service, which will eliminate some of the downtime that our members of the municipality for using will have better options, be able to use those on a daily basis. Do you have any questions so far, members of council?
He's asked if we have any questions.
Not right now. You still have more to say, right? Are you done?
I pretty much, I know that this was presented once before. I didn't want to kind of regurgitate what was the response from the first time. I just want to make sure that I can help you understand the reason why the direction I took, along with looking at the administration and going in this direction to make the purchase, which was a better option for the entire municipality. It keeps one standardized product. All the computers that we had purchased are one standard product. So we have one image for computers. We'll have one monitor that will be the same across the board for every member of the administration.
So I'm not totally against buying the monitors. A lot of the concern was the expense that we have to do after we already spent like $200,000 on equipment. So I understand how this works. One of the ideas that I would have is it may cost the same amount over time, but possibly do this in phases, as in, if not all the monitors are unusable, we can replace, the first 20 now, next 20 later, and then do it as is. Because I think it's in our budget that every year we'll have like another $15,000 to replace old other peripherals and stuff like that. So that's kind of my idea, is to kind of break it down. You may get discounts in the future, but you may not, because it won't be as a large purchase. But constituents and other council members are just concerned about spending that much money all at once. Okay. So I would just hopefully consider maybe bringing it all in phases.
Okay, and there is a discount option for us purchasing this at the purchase level that we were looking at. So hopefully we can still get some sort of discount option in the future by using a smaller purchase and maybe doing it by thirds. We'll have to research that with Dell and talk to our Dell advisor and see what they can tell us. Yes.
Monitors that they use now, the majority.
Some are 24s, some are 27s.
So we're going up to from 24.
It'd be most of the staff have 24-inch monitors side by side. It certainly makes the workflow better having two monitors, one for an application, one for email. This will take one monitor that has the option of splitting the screens in half and doing the same thing with one monitor rather than have two.
How many people are using dual monitors?
There's a majority of staff use them.
The majority of staff use dual monitors.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the cost of these monitors is like $400 some odd dollars per monitor? Okay. If we're already buying, that's where my contention's at. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Once again, I come from corporate. There's monitors you can get for $120, just like he said. If they fail, you could buy 3 of them before you even purchase one of these. So for me, you gotta be frugal. To me, they're TVs, they work. Unless there's something special that you need at each desk, I could buy 3 monitors for the price of that one. And it's hard for me to spend people's money when I know the monitor will probably still last, a lot of years. I bought a monitor, I had it for 5 years. I do know not all, that some will phase out, but just like what Councilman Bates said, why can't we get dual monitors, you get 2 of them, still cheaper, and just phase them out? Because are we using our software we bought right now? Like the desktops we bought? Yeah. And laptops, are they in use right now?
They are being phased in as we speak. So, but with parts of that is, the new monitors come with a docking station in them. If we don't have the docking station to be able to use the additional peripherals, which includes cameras, which are typically between $50 and $100 a piece, speakers, which would be $25 a piece.
I have a question for you. Why would everybody need speakers?
Sometimes there's courses that they take. Sometimes that there are applications that have audio that needs to be brought up with it. It depends on the department.
Yeah, 'cause I just.
Virtual meetings?
It's more standard.
But I know, but I'm just, because I think the docking station you want to use, because you want to use two monitors, is real expensive.
That's right.
Yeah, Because one docking station you get for $26, this one is like $169.
We found that some of the cheaper docking stations we've had problems with in the past. We've had to replace those already.
Right.
They just don't have the same type of.
And I know you, just for clarification, you didn't mean, because I know some people are going to pick up what you said. We're not buying a monitor just for emails, because I know you said that, like, one could be used for emails, one could be used for that, because you're going to get roasted. That's why go back and say that. So why not the cheaper monitors?
We looked at a cheaper monitor option. Some of them couldn't provide them in bulk, but the cheaper monitors are also going to be replaced probably sooner than later. I know we have a 3 or 4 or 5 year lifespan cycle on the computers that we currently have. So if we use these cheaper monitors, they may be poor resolution, may be more difficult for a person working 8 hours a day looking at the monitors, and making it more difficult for actually the workflow.
Right, but I'm going to give you a little pushback. I like you, you know I do. $400 per monitor is I have my monitor. I only spent like $100 on it, and I love it. It's wonderful. And I had it for 5 years, and I work on it every day. That's my contention right there, because I never worked on a 400 monitor, and I've been working all my life. These are more like, they're real nice monitors. But do we need that exact monitor? Can't we find a cheaper alternative? And like Mr. Bates said, you can roll it out. They're just very expensive monitors.
And we've looked at other options where we looked at different monitors, which were going to be about $200, $225 a piece for a decent resolution monitor that would come with a warranty. But if you add that with the peripherals in the future, it would actually cost more than the one monitor we would buy for each individual at a desk. So we're trying to keep the cost below by buying one single piece of equipment that has the camera, the docking station, and the monitor one, which can be split so applications can be used on both sides of the screen, so you don't need a second monitor.
But this monitor don't have a docking station, because we got to buy docking stations in conjunction with it.
The new ones that we're projecting here, they do come with a docking station. It's built into the monitor itself.
So how much are these monitors?
That's the same price tag that we have, which was.
Was that in the packet broken down with, or did I miss that? Because I know we were asking for the other monitors with that.
If we were to break down and buy docking stations independent with separate
like
monitors,
$4,500, right?
it would be higher cost.
Right.
So this brings the cost down to a lower price tag, having all the peripherals built into the device, and they can take and use one monitor as two instead of buying two monitors.
Yeah, and like, I get it. Like corporate America, we're for profit. You could buy all this stuff. We're not for profit. So, but I get it. Like, there's give and take everywhere. Thank you. I appreciate you.
So is there any other questions I can answer for council?
Can I just confirm, based on all of that, if we did a phased-in approach, we would lose the current discount we have. It may end up costing more sum total, even if we spend net less in each phase.
I don't know that answer based on Dell. I know they gave us quantity discount on this one. I don't know what that would be as the future progresses, especially going into another quarter for next year and knowing what tariffs may end up doing. So right now we were beating that, and we're trying to avoid that tariff. Tariff right now is 25%. And I'm trying to greatly avoid a tariff on it. We were told initially they were going to do it. Dell hold off on it. And 25% of any budget item like this is pretty significant. And it's one of the big things. If we get them from Amazon, they could produce towers in the future. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay. And then the smaller option, the smaller, cheaper monitor option ends up being more expensive in the long run once you add in the docking station, the camera, the speakers.
It will.
Council, any other questions?
Yes, one last question. So then, with that being said, if we say we approve these Dell monitors right now, is this the end? Is this the end of all the peripherals and things that we need for all the computers to work?
This would be the complete package. Everything we purchased up to this point, the monitors are the last thing. This now would be inclusive of the new servers, new operating systems, the new desktops, the new laptops, and the monitors are the last point.
Okay. But we might be replacing good monitors that are broken at all yet right now as well.
Yeah, everything that's been here has been here for several years.
I get that. Trust me. That as long as it's working, that's what makes to me. I don't care if I had it for 20 years. If it's working, it's working.
We have some that our colors are starting to fade, and we haven't replaced them because we were determining what was going to be replacing, and hopefully this would go through and be approved by council, so we wouldn't have to worry about replacing those monitors that we have failing at this point.
Well, we could get lucky, tariffs could go down in a year.
We might.
Yeah,
Right
because
now,
you
there's
can't,
no
you can't
tariffs.
predict the future.
Yeah. Right now, there's no tariffs, so we're pretty beneficial for Dell by providing no tariffs to us.
Right.
Council, any other questions? Council, is there a motion to approve resolution number 25-91, the request from Municipal Council to approve Dell monitor purchase and a total cost of $47,365? I see no motion. Would anybody like to make an alternate motion related to resolution number 25-91?
I'll make a motion to, for Resolution 2591, the request for Dell monitor purchases, but in, I don't know how to do this, but phases. We still need the monitors, but I would be more comfortable if we just did the monitors that need to be replaced right now, and then phase out if it's 2 or 3 phases, and do it that way.
Okay.
I have a question about that amendment. Yes. How does that work if we don't know the price? Or
so then what that would be was they would find out how many monitors are needed right now, and then I'm assuming it would be $23,000 or whatever, and they come back, let us know if we approve it then, and then for the next phase, do the same thing.
So we're tabling it then?
No, I'm just trying to make a motion to amend it just to purchase the monitors, but in phases. Replace the ones that need to be fixed right now, and then again later on.
But if you prove it, you prove in the full amount.
Well, the amount might change, though.
I think that would require some type of research, you to go back to see exactly what you want to monitor, how much it'll cost, and what the price would be. Because if you buy, basically, you're saying to buy them all. You're giving them the full amount to buy them all, right?
No, I'm saying purchase what we need right now, just to replace any broken monitors, not the ones that are not broken. They're not all broken.
So that would mean you would have to go back and redo everything and see what the price is and come back, correct?
I would. I'd have to,
Yeah.
I have to redo quotes from
Yeah.
Dell and have them
Yeah,
provide.
I mean, I would rather do that than not
Oh,
have
no,
any monitors
no,
at all.
I hear what you're saying, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
because
your
they need some,
amendment.
I assume.
Yeah.
Do it in phases.
Right, so basically, we just have to say no now and come back.
Hold on,
I don't
Sion
understand.
has his hand up.
Mr. Kilkenny?
So then we can just vote
All right.
Wait, Sion wants to.
Jan?
Another thing to point out too is that the quote expires on the 10th. So we will, it expires on December 10th, so we would end up losing the quote that we have right now as well. This number is leveraging the bundle that we already had in place. It did expire, and we actually had to reach back out to Dell from to open this back up. So the 10th is what they gave for us for this. So I'm just hesitant that it could end up increasing the price and overall monitors that we're doing. But it's not also just about dual monitoring, because we do have team members who can't do the trainings that they have today, as well as different team meetings that they're on, like the virtual meetings, because they don't have the peripherals to do so at this time. So we have some people doing things on their phone. But additionally, also, we don't have a lab for people to do trainings and so forth. We do have mandatory trainings for like the fishing trainings and so forth. We have NIMS trainings and so forth. We don't have team members that have systems to actually do them on. So it's more about ensuring that everyone has the same ability to do the training, the meetings, and so forth. So it's not just the dual aspect of it. So that's one of the things that we need to consider as well, that this price might end up going up.
Well, explain that to me a little more.
Yeah.
Hold on. You mean that they don't have computers to be able to do trainings? I'm just curious, how were they doing them before?
So they weren't rolled out as they were today. With the new MSP that we do have training that is being pushed out, but we also have things as far as the NIMS trainings that you guys might have heard of that they need to do, which are virtual. We have a lot of virtual ones that we're supposed to do. But if they don't have speakers set up, they don't have the connectivity of the headphones and so forth, they can't take them that way. But if it's a virtual one, they don't have cameras, they can't join into the Zooms, they can't do any of those things or communicate. So it's more about, this covers the mic purposes, the camera purposes, the speaker, as well as a dual piece of it. but also bringing in monitors that we do have warranties for, so when they're breaking, we're not having to pay for them. These come with the direct support, so Dell technicians actually come on site to service these units. So it's more about service packaging and so forth. And speaking of the life cycle, as far as the other desktops that we have, where Mark was talking about the 5-year life cycle, 3 to 5 year life cycle, depending on like the usage, this ties in the monitors into that same life cycle to help reduce the costs of IT support as well.
Currently, a number of the computers we have, I'd say 95% are well part of their life cycle. They're Windows 10, which is no longer compliant for updates.
Correct.
So this just matches into that life cycle, like Sion's saying, about producing that new monitor, so we're not worried about replacing them in a year.
When you said Windows, that's software, right? Not
Yeah,
necessarily
Windows
hardware?
10 is now out of compliance, and since some of our network sits on part of an FBI required compliance, we have no way to get updates. It puts us in a vulnerability.
Right, but what I'm saying, we're talking about hardware versus software right now, correct?
Well, it's about completing the life cycle, the
No,
package.
I get it. I
essentially
just want to
where-
make sure people
yes.
understand, when we're talking about Windows 10, that's more software versus hardware. Yeah.
To remove those from the network right now and get these new monitors in place, we'll get those machines that are non-compliant off of here, so we're in a safer position, because right now we're not getting the updates. Because these machines that are Windows 10 are still on the network. We have to get them off.
Right.
Now
So
I'm
it's-
confused. Shouldn't that, when we bought the hardware, like the desktops, does that come with Windows? Because not the monitors, it comes, yeah.
Yes,
So
but the
you do have the
monitors-
updated Windows then?
Right, so on the desktops that we're having to roll out for this package,
Right.
essentially to complete the package.
Windows is included.
But these monitors are specifically to cover will allow dual monitoring aspects, so it's replacing the dual monitors that we have today.
Right, I was just making sure,
Yeah.
talking about the software. We already have the software. That
Right.
has nothing to do with the monitors.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, the monitors are more about making sure everyone has the same ability to complete courses, to do trainings, to do the same type of meetings.
So what department needs the majority of these for the trainings and everything like that?
All of them do. Actually.
Everybody can't be having trainings at the same time.
No, not at the same time, but we all need them. And for example, like some of the trainings, like the NIMS trainings and so forth, we have some strict deadlines as far as where everyone needs to complete them. Not everyone does them at the same exact time, but we need to have the same ability to do so. And we don't have like a training lab to do it. We don't have a space where people can come and swap out to do those kind of services. But then also, it's not just the training, it's also the meetings. It's about making sure they have the same ability to do so. And then we do have folks where the monitors are dying out. We have items where if we do replace, we need the docking station and so forth. So it's a bigger picture than just trying to do dual throughout. Yeah.
Can I ask, so I know you said some of the monitors are just, basically, they're just dead. But the ones that aren't, the ones that have some sort of functionality, what are you gonna do with those?
So we have different options that we could look at. I know we kind of touched on this a little bit before, but for like with all our equipment, essentially if it's valued over a certain amount, we can put it on municipal bid and we do sell it out. So for example, we can get some type of profit back, so that can count towards that. So it's not as much of a cost, because we are getting some of the good equipment that we can sell out. We have that option, but then there's also options for donation and so forth that we can look at.
And you said,
so it's not just, we wouldn't just discard them, but they'll.
And you said municipal bid?
Correct.
So you said, so that, anything you would get from that, you could put towards this price?
Right, correct. Well, it will recover.
Yeah, recovering
Correct.
from what was spent
Correct.
on this, okay.
What was the roundabout cost that we paid for these desktops and laptops without the monitors?
Without the monitors, I'm not sure.
I don't have the exact numbers.
Yeah, I don't have the exact numbers, but it was based on the previous resolution.
What did the average out to be per?
Yeah.
You said 196,000?
Something like that.
Roughly.
But that
How many
included
units did we buy?
That included the servers as well, which that we had replaced the servers that we currently have. So it's not just I don't remember what the separation of that was. I believe the servers were like 70-something thousand. I'm not sure exactly, but the total resolution that was there was, I believe, was 192,000 roughly. That included the desktop, laptops, servers, and then all the other
Monitors, keyboards, peripherals, everything came in.
Correct.
It sounds like to me that there's been a lot of due diligence on balancing the needs of the staff done versus the cost here, and also getting the company to extend the discount. Well, we'll consider whether it was the most cost-effective option. And based on everything you've said tonight, I think that to be true. So I'm going to make a motion to approve resolution number 25-91. Is there a second?
I second that.
Madam Secretary, could I have a roll call?
Dustin Queenan,
No.
Dear Robinson. Aye. Jasmine Griffin. Aye. Rashad Bates.
Aye.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 25-91 is approved.
Members of council, thank you. Thank you. Council President.
Next up, we have resolution number 25-102, the request for municipal council to approve the 2026 council meeting schedule.
Thank you, Madam President. The schedule is actually in your package. We're asking you to approve the 2026 council meeting schedule.
Council, any questions? Councilwoman Robinson.
Yeah, I just have one question. From my own point of clarity and understanding, I recognize, I think I saw that the first one was a Monday, December 5th. Is that by cause of the charter?
It's reorganization meeting, yes.
And it has to happen on the first Monday, is that correct? I just wanted that clarified for myself. Thank you.
First Monday after a municipal election.
Council, any other questions? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve resolution number 25-102?
Second.
Madam Secretary, can I have a roll call, please?
Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Dear Robinson. Aye. Jasmine Griffin. Aye. Rashad Bates. Aye. Rebecca Smith.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution 25-102 is approved. Planning and Municipal Development, Resolution 25-101, the request for minor preliminary final land development approval for 807 to 821 Halls Avenue.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, council members. I'm bringing you to the exciting world of parking lots and development. We have a request for minor preliminary and final land development for the property located at 807, 821 Halls Avenue, which is actually the Kingdom Hall, owned by the Kingdom Hall. We have the representative here tonight, Michael Horn, but I'll just put on record what they've been through to get to you. So this resolution is actually requesting approval of off-street parking for 17 additional parking spaces for a total of 47 spaces at the site. The history, the parcel owner is the Norristown Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, located at 821 Halls Avenue. Burst Associates submitted the land development plans October 15th, 2014. The applicant went before the zoning hearing board on April 24th, 2018, and was awarded a variance from 320-41A to permit the use of a gravel lot for the parking lot. The applicant submitted a revised waiver letter on April 7, 2025, including several waivers, which we have no objections to. And then Todd Kravitz, the engineer, submitted the latest revised plans on June 30th, 2025. The municipal engineer submitted their final review letter dated September 5th, and he's here tonight if you have any questions on that. And the applicant appeared before the Norristown Planning Commission and recommended the project for approval to council on September 9, 2025. The applicant appeared before the Design Review Board, and the board recommended the project approval at their October 8, 2025. We do not have any additional comments other than having the applicant's representative. If they want to add anything to it, I doubt it will take much. I've read most of what actually happened, but you're before council. If you have any questions, there's an opportunity for you to address.
Thank you very much. Thank you, council. We do have two brief questions, if you don't mind. One, we were granted permits before previously and paid for them, and then it was revoked right after. And we had asked in the previous meetings too if we had to repay for the permits, and they said yes, but we did pay for them previously, so we wanted to see if council had any input on that. Did ask Keith Gordon with the code enforcing if we had to pay again. He said yes, but you could ask council. Since we paid and you guys took it back. But
Yeah, I think this is the first we're hearing about most of it.
okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we paid for it on 3/4/2019, and then the next week they said, sorry, we gave that to you in error because there was additional things that they wanted.
Oh, you didn't get your money back?
Nope, not at all. Yeah, the almost $1,800.
In,
There was, they said they, when they went in for the permit, the lady at the permitting office gave it an error. So they said there were still additional things, there's still additional things from the engineering firm that they wanted done. So that's what took us these additional years. So we just wanted to see why we had to pay again. That'd be the question.
I guess my question is more so for that process, why didn't they get a refund?
No one ever gets a refund.
For an error?
but for an error that was revoked.
Because that was our question initially too, like if we had the permit, why couldn't we have just started? But then they said, stop, your permit was taken back.
The reason I ask, I just want to make sure there's nothing missing, like you pay for it and there's a certain time frame or something like that. I just don't want to assume, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of things in there
exactly.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I have a copy of the approved,
So Keith, have you looked at it before? Okay, Jay, my fault.
Sorry. I think in the interest of the issue that having been, maybe someone didn't know it was an error, whatever the case is, the engineer or the planning department with no objections to council, allowing them to continue with the permit that they had approved.
Okay.
They've met every requirement.
There you go, you got some good friends.
Exactly.
They've met every requirement.
Beautiful, appreciate that, and thank you so much. And then our second question too was, I know previously the permit that we had, we were required to do it through a contractor that was licensed with the city. We were curious if we could do it through our organization without using a contractor, using the volunteer services that we do have as a religious organization. Currently, we have a project going on in Ridley Park, a $1.5 million new build, using the same volunteers. Darby, we just did a $1.3 million new build congregation with the same volunteers. So we wanted to see if that permit could be put in our name to utilize the trade overseers that we have that are licensed as well.
I would think that those are questions for the professionals. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Appreciate it, because we had asked, so, and we were told no, but we just wanted to see if there's any input from council.
He's our professional.
Right, yeah.
I guess I'm unclear on, it seems like, I mean, when I looked at this file, this dates back many years. I'm a bit confused with some of the questions that are being brought to the moment now. My guess is that you all have had some conversations before now, or at least some understandings of this. So to be brought the information new, I'm a little unclear on what the asks are or where the holdups are. And maybe it's just me, but I'm just unclear.
So on the land development side, there's no holdup. So that process is okay, it's gone through all right. It appears that they had gone for a permit prior to that land process going through, and then that was an error, if you understand. So they're two separate processes. One has to complete the land development process before you go for the permit process. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's not making sense.
It's making sense. I guess I'm wondering, why are we getting questions on the I'm a little confused, but appreciate the scenario. Perhaps it seems like some more conversations could help. It doesn't seem like there's any reason to delay anything, but I am concerned in the world if there is an error and we didn't make steps to rectify it prior to now.
Understood.
And don't have any answer for that.
Understood.
It's just a little concerning.
Gotcha. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, we just wanted to at least just throw it out to the council so you knew that that was the question that was posed from a nonprofit religious organization.
Typically, that question would have gone to the administrator. But that is not. So I think that's just the cross. You should have gone there first.
Gotcha. And I apologize if there was missing.
Oh, yeah, I think if we referred the other question to.
It would come to our office, but I have not heard any of this, nor has
Okay, gotcha.
anybody.
Yeah, I would just.
Yeah.
I feel like I know. Because there's some due diligence that has to go in play, but if there was an error, I agree that that should be rectified for you and there shouldn't be a double charge. But I don't know that that's within my authority to give an answer on, but that there should be some due diligence within administration.
Yeah, I think I would feel similarly and suggest we refer the one question, follow up with Keith, that if the proper procedure would be to come to the administrator's office to do that. But similarly to Councilwoman Robinson, if there was an error that we didn't fix, then my opinion is that I'm not opposed to resolving that error. Council, any other questions about the proposed preliminary final land development approval? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 25-101 for minor preliminary final land development approval for 807 to 821 Halls Avenue?
So moved. Second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Justin Queenan.
Aye.
Deidre Robinson. Jasmine Griffin. Rashad Bates. Rebecca Smith.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution 25-101 is approved. Thank you. Next up, we have the applicant's grant of an extension for conditional use hearing for 11 to 17 East Airy Street with MM Partners.
This one surprised council, the applicant for 1117 East Airy Street has agreed to give us an extension so they can come in to the December 16th meeting. This is a conditional use. I'll just read a little bit in the record so that it's in the, so this information is on record. So DAG Airy, they submitted an application for conditional use on October 6th. And the applicant appeared before the HARB. This is where they're going to demolish the building and put up a mixed-use building. They appeared in front of the HARB on October 22nd. The application for demolishing was denied because it was incomplete. The case was then tabled until December 17th. That date would have been after the date if council did not make a 60-day approval or denial of the conditional use. It would have been a deemed approved. So we had asked the applicant to give us an extension so that we made sure that all the reviews or whatever issues that we had to resolve were resolved prior to the due date. The application was reviewed by the County Planning Commission, and on November 10th, there was a public hearing for the application, which was advertised on November 10th and November 17th. The conditional use application for 1117 East Airy Street, the lofts of Airy, was originally advertised for December 2nd. However, we did receive an extension letter from the applicant, because that's his prerogative, and they did say that they would give us an extension, but that the public hearing would have to be had before February 28th. So they've given us enough time to do the due diligence. So you will be hearing back from them once we have gone through the processes and have made a recommendation for council. Anything, Solicitor, you need to add? So we're just,
Need to make the motion to reschedule. Council, is there any questions on this?
I do have a question.
Councilwoman Robinson.
Bear with me. This is also one of the things where I'm just trying to understand and learn the process a little bit more. With this extension and the revising, so what I understood is that they're going to go through, revise the plan in alignment with the suggestions that they received from HARB, from the county, it sounds like, as well, and then respond with those with a new proposal. Who does that new proposal go to? Does that then go back to HARB?
the proposal will have, yes, it will go through the whole process again. It will be submitted to Code Department to go back to HARB to see if they've met the conditions, and if HARB, in fact, will say yes or no, who knows. But that is still conditioned on they have to meet whatever it is that HARB has to say. If HARB says no, I don't know if the application will go through. We do not know. So, but they will have to try and get the recommendation from HARB. But whatever recommendation they get from HARB, council is still the one that makes the decision after. You can overturn the HARB's decision or you can affirm it. That's up to you. But then there's still the conditional use process that actually is, this HARB is predated by the conditional use. So you have to do that in order to go through the conditional use process. And once you change your plan that way, we would have to look at it again, send it to the county, send it to the the lawyers as well as the engineers to take a look at it to make sure that whatever requirements are in the conditional use process have been met. Then they can make a recommendation for a public hearing, and then council can make a decision on whether they approve that conditional use or not.
Thank you. And then my final question is that there's currently no formal recommendation at this time. This process has gone through comments and presentation, but there's no formal recommendation at this point. Thank you.
Council, any other questions? Seeing none, is there a motion to grant the applicant's extension for conditional use hearing for 11 to 17 East Airy Street, Partners?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.